How you guys doing? This is 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is Breaking Down the Books. Today we have a short show because we have a short slate of hockey. We didn't do too bad over the weekend, although yesterday was kind of brutal. Just a little reminder, when you guys have bad days, it happens, it happens to the best of us. Try not to get too discouraged. Obviously, you're going to feel a way about it. Losses suck. So whenever that happens, just try to get a hold of yourself. Remind yourself that that this is not a it's not a race, man. It's a marathon. We're trying to get to a bunch of trying to get a bunch of wins before June, and that's why we manage our bankroll as well as we try to. Look out for my how-to videos in the future, like I always say. And that's it. Just take it with a grain of salt. You're not always gonna win, but you're also not always gonna lose. So yes, it hurts, and you feel bad about it. Sometimes you like, let's say you make a parlay and you lose by one pick. It sucks, and it really does. But you try to eat it. You eat the punches and you move on. Like it's basically a fighter's mentality. You just keep fighting. Um, anyways, moving along. We got a short slate of hockey today. Starts with the Arizona Coyotes versus the Buffalo Sabres. That starts at 7 o'clock. Arizona is has Quamper at net. Coyote and Buffalo has Carter Hutton at net. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. We know how good both these goalies are. Quamper's 4-3 on the record, but he's 1.88 goal against average, is actually one of the best in the league. And we got Carter Hutton, who's 6-1, damn near undefeated, with a 2.27 goal against average. 93 percentage versus a 92%. Now, I like the under in this game because I like both these goalies to do what they have to do. But if you need more motivation, the total has actually gone under in 5 of Buffalo's last 7 games when playing versus Arizona. So this is something that actually happens. And Arizona on their end actually went under in 7 of their last 10 road games. Now Buffalo is 5-0 straight up in their last few home games. And basically, with all that said, Arizona's 0-2. Sorry, 8-2 at the spread. While they're 5-1 straight up in their last few games, they're 8-2 at the spread. Sorry, I'm going a little bit all over the place with these numbers, but I'm basically doing that to show you guys the differential between both teams. They're both kind of balancing out each other. So while one is doing good in one respect, the other one is doing good in the other respect. It's going to be a very good matchup. And the total in this game, if I'm not mistaken, should be 5.5. If you want, you could buy some points. The 6.5 would be a great pick, but it's not paying very much. I'm gonna go ballsy, and I'm gonna pick the under 5.5, and I'm gonna pick Buffalo money line for this game moving forward. I like the home team to continue their home record, their home stretch, and I actually I honestly like what both these teams are doing. Arizona does a very good job at pacing guys, pacing the team, slowing down the pace and playing a physical game. I think Buffalo could handle and contain that kind of stuff. Being the home team, I guess my best guess is that the home team is going to be able to do what they keep on doing, and Arizona is going to try their best to fight. Probably don't get blown out. So if you're interested in putting the plus 1.5, you're not crazy. Like I said, they're 8-2 at the spread in their last 10. So if you wanted the plus 1.5, you're not absolutely crazy. But I would actually roll with Buffalo here and the under, and that's how we're gonna start the show. Moving along, we got the Florida Panthers who just played yesterday against the Vancouver Canucks. Florida has Montembolt at net. Montembolt hasn't actually played too many games. He's expected though, so he's not confirmed to play. So and yesterday Bobrovsky played. They just blew out. They actually just blew out these guys yesterday. They blew out Edmonton 6-2. So they're riding high. They're still on a road trip here. They travel from Edmonton to Vancouver. Not a very easy trip to deal with. We're about a month into the season, so obviously in hockey it plays a little bit different of a factor than it does in other sports. In that road games matter here, and when you're on back to backs, very seldom does the road team end up being the victor. It usually ends up being a very tough game. Now, getting into some details, Molten Bolt only played 2 games. He has one win and one overtime loss with a 1.79 goal against average. So we can't really take that into consideration because it's only been 2 games. On the other hand, we have Thatcher Demko, who's 2-1 on the season. Also very limited sample size with a 1.64 goal against average. That total is at 6.5. I'm assuming that people think that the game is gonna go way over because Morton Bolt is not that he's not that seasoned. He's a backup's backup, but they both have pretty good records. Vancouver is a fast-paced team, a young, fast-paced team, and that explains the total also. And if we could get into some details here, Vancouver is 5-1 at the spread in their last six, also 6-2 straight up in their last eight. The total has actually gone under in 12 of Vancouver's last 18, and this is spanning over the last basically over the last two seasons. On the other hand, you have Florida. Florida 6-1 at the spread, and when I say at the spread, I'm basically talking about the puck line, so plus 1.5, not to lose by two goals or more. They're 4-2 in their last six, and this is this season. The total's actually gone over in 15 of their last games, 15 of their last 21 games, spanning over the last few seasons. Very fast-paced team. They know how to score, and obviously yesterday that game went way over. And the total actually went over in 6 of their last 12 on the road. Sorry, 8 of their last 12 on the road. So 75% of their games go over. So we got two fast-paced teams here who are going against each other, and two goalies who really haven't had that much experience over the course of this season. When I say experience, I don't mean in their careers. I'm really talking about this season. They haven't had too many games under their belt this season. I don't like a play in this game outside of Vancouver to win, and I'll even give you Vancouver minus 1.5. Very, very, very ballsy play, but it's a catcher. You know what I mean? If it hits, you're looking at a pretty nice payout, and I'm pretty sure it is gonna hit. I like Vancouver at the minus 1.5 over here. We're gonna move along to football. Football, it's a little bit crazy here. We got Miami playing versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, in certain books, they have them at a 14.0. Other books have them at a 16.0. They were 16.5 when I last checked yesterday, and right now I'm checking as we speak, and it's 14.0. So I'm guessing a lot of movement been happening on Miami's end. A lot of people are buying Miami not to get blown out by so many points. I'm not convinced that any of these things happen. To be honest, I think Miami tries to make it a game. Miami's horrible. You don't bet on them, but Pittsburgh's been all right since losing Ben Roethlisberger. They've been containing opponents. They've been trying to do what they have to do. Uh, the total's at a 44. So the total's a 44 as of now. 43.5 at certain books. You got Fitzmagic trying to get his first W of the season. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers who only have two on the season. I mean, both these teams are no good. There's no real reason for Pittsburgh to be that favored. I would go with the under in this game. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of points. Maybe the defense is going to be more prevalent in this game, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of points between either of these guys. To be honest, I really see it under. And the last time I gave you guys the under, it ended up hitting, which was last Thursday in the football. So we're doing pretty good with the football unders. Last over we gave was the on Monday Night Football. That we all know what happened. Patriots ended up blowing these guys out. So our over and unders are basically our totals haven't been too bad over the course of this season. So I like the under in this game. I don't think these guys are gonna have a very high paced game. I don't see 24 to I don't see 24-20. I don't see 24-21. I don't see any of this kind of stuff happening. If anything, one of these teams scores more points than the other, or neither of them score. I don't see anything special happening in this game. Give me the under. And if you guys are interested, sprinkle a little money on the Dolphins. They're paying damn near 7-1. And 7-1 for a team that's playing a garbage team. I mean, both of these teams are no good. I'm sorry. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 2-4 on the season. They're not that good. Miami hasn't got a win yet, but I mean, are they gonna finish the season Are they gonna finish the season defeated? Like, with not a single win under their belt? I mean, shit. I don't see that happening. Give me the under, and on my own time on a single pick. Like, anyways, all these picks are single picks, but I'm definitely gonna dabble a little bit, sprinkle a little bit of change on Miami to win that money line at damn near 7-1. At 6.5, you might be able to get it some other places. There's no real reason for it to be that high. And I mean, obviously, you guys could, like I'll tell you every week, go ahead and check out my boy Kobe Williams. He's killing it. I buy his football package, and he's absolutely crushing shit. Like I said, yesterday was a little bit of a hard day, but like, I mean, fuck, we're what 7 weeks deep. Let's be real. Like the guy, you can't we can't expect to go undefeated every week. You know what I mean? Yesterday was a little bit of a hard day, but apart from that, I mean, go and check him out. He knows exactly what's going on in all these games. He'll give you a better insight than I'd be able to give you. I'll tell you that much. I do my capping, I do my research, and I think I do pretty well. But honestly, I think it's worth the price. But that's pretty much it. So I'm giving you the under in that game, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of change on Fitzmagic and the Miami Dolphins. Moving along, we're going to the association, the NBA, starting with the Chicago Bulls versus the New York Knicks. Chicago is actually favored 2.0, totals at 224 points. So that game is of like not that high. The Knicks haven't been going over in too many of their games. It's not enough of a sample size to be able to give you guys a trend. 2 games, 3 games is not enough of a sample size, so I'm sorry. I'll just have to go by the youth in both these teams. I would think that this game would go over with flying colors, and I would even go with the Knicks money line. But I don't bet on shit teams. I don't bet on shit players. I'm gonna move on to another game. We got Indiana versus Detroit. They played last week. That doesn't really matter. It's basically a home and home. That doesn't really matter. We got a favorite in the Pacers who's minus 1.5. The total is at 213. Blake Griffin's still out. No timetable on his return. Let me confirm that with you guys before I give you false information, and because I'm sure some of you guys don't do your own research, so just to make sure that that's actually still the case. But yeah, Blake Griffin's still out with a hamstring. No real timetable on his return, and Oladipo's still out himself. I don't like a play in this game per se, but I would lean Pacers. I would lean Pacers, but I don't like a play in this game, so I'm gonna move on. We got Toronto versus Orlando. Very good matchup here. Toronto's favorite minus 5. The over is at 210. I like the game to be a fast-paced game, but I like the game to be fast-paced, but I feel like it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be slow. 213. Sorry, 210 is a little low, but it's also a little bit sketch. The last time these guys seen each other was last year, and that game was it was fairly close to that 210. It actually just went over. But this is mid-season last year. Obviously Toronto was the victors. Pretty sure that Kawhi Leonard played that game. It doesn't really matter. Toronto does well with or without Kawhi Leonard. Not saying that they're gonna win a championship without him. Obviously, they needed injuries on Golden State, but I think that game is way too close. I think the bookies did a very good job at gauging the total over here. So I'm gonna go with Toronto to keep on rolling. Give me Toronto minus 5 to keep on rolling at home against the Orlando Magic. Give me the defending champs to show that they're not punks, not slouches. I don't like a total in this game. It's way too close to home. If anything, you buy some points down or buy some points up. I don't know if this game goes up or down, over or under, but I do think that the home team keeps on rolling. Orlando had a chance to beat Atlanta over the weekend, and they screwed it up. They were actually up at one point. Then they went down. They had um they had some back and forth with these guys. It was unfortunate. So Toronto did a pretty good job at handling their own situation. So I think I'm gonna roll with Toronto to keep on rolling. Next game we got Philly versus Atlanta. Joel Embiid is questionable. Apparently he was at shoot around this morning. He did some light work. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. I like the over because Philly doesn't really play too much defense. They're aggressive and all of that, but they don't really play too much defense. Atlanta has all these young legs who's just running, 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 running. I mean, freaking Trae Young by himself is averaging more points than anybody else in the league. Obviously, Kyrie Irving is killing shit, but Trae Young basically scored damn near 40 points in each game that he played, averaging more points than anybody else in the league. I like this game to go over. I don't like a winner in this game, mostly because Atlanta is extremely deceiving. They're a wild card right now. and Phillies on the road. They're not necessarily playing. Yes, they're winning. They're getting W's, but I'm not sure that they're playing up to par. Joel Embiid, like I said, if he does decide to play, if they make it official and Joel Embiid plays, I like Philly here at the spread, but I'm not convinced that Joel Embiid is playing, and you can't bank on this guy's excuse me. You can't bank on this guy's presence because he's so injury prone. They might wait until the last minute and tell you he's not playing. You know, oftentimes you hear guys are playing in shoot around, they're participating in shoot around, or they went to practice or whatever the case. They're expected, or like the wording that they use to explain the condition of players often signify that they're gonna play or if they're not gonna play. In Joel Embiid's situation, you never know what the hell is gonna happen. So I don't like a play in this game outside of the total going over. Next game, Cleveland Bucks. Bucks are stupid favorite, minus 15.5. Give me Cleveland. I'm not even going to break it down too much. Give me Cleveland plus 15.5. I don't think they're going to be slouches, honestly. People are disrespecting Cleveland. They got their first win over the weekend, and I think they're going to continue rolling. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or nothing, but I don't think they're going to be getting blown out like they were before. Kevin Love is getting his stride back. You got guys like Tristan Thompson is out here grabbing rebounds. I don't think they're gonna get bossed around by this Milwaukee team. I think Milwaukee wins. I think 15.5 is way too much. Give me Cleveland to cover that spread. They've basically been covering every spread that you throw in front of them. Give me Cleveland to cover that spread. Got New Orleans versus Golden State. New Orleans opened at 3.5 favorites. They're currently sitting on a 5.0 favorite. I don't like 5.0. I really did like the 3.5, but I don't like the 5.0. The total's at 237. Um, and 237 is a lot of points. It's a lot of points, but New Orleans is a team that plays a very fast-paced game. They could easily go over. Um, I don't like Golden State. If you're not picking New Orleans, maybe you stay away from this game. But after what I saw yesterday, Golden State getting blown out by 40, I don't think that replicates. But I also don't see them winning this game. There's a lot of teams who are upset about the kind of games that Golden State been playing over the last few years. Everybody's trying to get at them right now. They're trying to brutalize this team for all the embarrassing moments that they put them in. Steph Curry shimmying on guys after he takes a three-pointer and all this stuff. There's gonna be people who are waiting and salivating at the chance to beat the Golden State Warriors. If you're not picking the Pelicans, maybe don't pick a play. That 237 is kind of high. I'm gonna stay away and wait for an in play. Hopefully, Golden State maybe goes up early, and then ends up blowing a lead because they just don't have enough firepower on the bench, on the starters, or anything like that. So I'll probably wait for an in play. You could check out my in plays at 514 Mystic on Twitter. And just before I go ahead to the other game, which is OKC and Houston, I'd like you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, share, subscribe, comment, tap the notification bell so anytime I have a new video popping up, you will actually get that on lock. So like I was saying, OKC versus Houston. OKC's basically Chris Paul is going to come back to Houston for the first time since being traded. That spread is 10.0, but I mean they got a full head of steam here after just winning a game by 40 points over the three-time champs in the last 5 years. Sorry, four-time champs in the last 5 years. Three-time champs. Steph Curry got 3 rings. KD got 2. After blowing out these guys, they're on a back-to-back. I don't know, man. 10.0 seems like a lot of points. 227 is a lot of points. It's 227.5. You know what? I like an under here. I like OKC to kind of slow down the pace. Houston has been having trouble getting their threes to hit, and this is I'm talking James Harden, not Houston in general, but they've been having a real hard time getting their threes to hit. I know the under seems like a crazy pick, because they're a fast-paced team, and obviously yesterday the Thunders put up like a gazillion points, but I like the under in this game. Yeah, I like the under in this game. I don't like the spread. I don't want to bet on OKC to cover, although they've covered every single spread that you put in front of them since the beginning of the season. They're only about 3 games deep. It's going to be their fourth. Maybe it would be a better pick. I mean, I lean OKC to cover, but I'm going to give you guys the under. Maybe on my own time later, I'll convince myself to take it, but I'll stay away from it for now. So I'm going to give you guys the under in that game. Moving along, Blazers versus Spurs. Spurs are 6.0 favorites. Blazers have a total of 222 to overcome. They're underdogs here today, justifiably so. I like the Spurs. I know a lot of people are on the Blazers to cover. I like the Spurs, but I'm not gonna give a pick. I'm gonna skip over that game altogether. Not fair, not nothing like that. I would hate to bet against everybody. You know what I mean? And it's also not even paying that much. If I was gonna bet on Portland, I would honestly bet on them money line instead of betting against the spread. Because I don't think if I feel like if the Spurs win, they cover the spread. If they don't cover the spread, they lose. So instead of betting on the spread, I would rather just bet Portland money line or bet the Spurs. I know it sounds crazy. The dichotomy is absolute, but absolutely insane. But I would rather stay away from this game than put myself in a situation where I lose my money. I already, like I said, I already had a bad weekend. Won on Saturday, took a bunch of losses yesterday. Took maybe three losses yesterday. So I would rather not I'd rather not lose my money on speculatory things and move on to other things. Anyways, Denver versus Sacramento. Sacramento is struggling right now. They're not doing all that hot. Denver is a favorite minus 5.5 on the road. The total is supposed to go to 217.0. No hook. Denver doesn't necessarily play very good on the road, but Sacramento, I mean, Sacramento is really not playing up to potential. Maybe they need a little bit more time to gel. Maybe they need a little bit more time to do better or to not even necessarily to gel because it's pretty much the same team. Maybe it's a Luke Walton problem, but I don't like Denver on the road. And I don't like what I'm seeing from the Sacramento Kings just yet. If anything, I'll put the game over 217. Last time I did over. Last time I gave you guys an over with Denver, the game went to overtime and stopped right under the 220. Now they dropped it to 217. You know what? You know what? No. No, 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 no. I'm not giving you a play in this game. I lean over, but I'm not giving you the over in this game. This is way too many picks that I'm playing around with. You guys are gonna have to look at that shit yourselves and decide. And you could leave a comment if you guys feel like something special is gonna happen. Go ahead and comment. I'm always open to it. I look out for whatever you guys are saying. I'm on Twitter. I'm on the net. I'm on YouTube. I'm listening to other guys. I'm not just listening to myself. I do my thing, and I believe in my craft. I believe in what I do. When I do my research, I believe in what I do. Every time I go and make my slip, every time I make my bet slip, I'm convinced I'm gonna win. I don't do my slip if I don't think I'm gonna win. But I still like to hear what the world is thinking and how the world is feeling about it. And that's pretty much that. Moving along, we got the Jazz versus Utah. The Jazz versus Phoenix. Phoenix coming off that big win against the Clippers. 4.5 favorite for the Jazz, who are the road favorites. 213.5 is the total. Jazz does a really good job at playing defense. Phoenix has been playing with a lot of firepower. Give me the Jazz, 4.5. Not gonna think about it too long. Moving along, we got the Clippers versus the Hornets. Clippers are favored 15.5. Hornets just played the Lakers yesterday, who they were 14.5 underdogs to. I don't see why the Clippers couldn't cover today, but I don't like double-digit spreads. You already seen what I did up there with the Cleveland versus Milwaukee. I think Cleveland covers. I don't think Charlotte covers. And I don't think that game goes over 227. So give me the under 227. Clippers probably cover, but I don't know. I'll have to watch. I don't like such high spreads. I know every year there's crazy high spreads that end up losing. I'm not saying the Clippers are gonna lose today, but I wouldn't be surprised if a 13.1 ended up paying out. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for me. Like I always say, you could go ahead and like, subscribe, share, tell your friends what we're doing here. Tap that notification bell so you guys can get the update every time I post a video. And I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of the picks that we have for the day. So starting with the NHL, I got the Buffalo Sabres money line, got the under 5.5 in that Buffalo game. I got Vancouver Canucks puck line at minus 1.5. I'm giving you the under 44 in the Dolphins versus the Steelers. Giving you the Raptors to cover the -5. Giving you the over in the 76ers versus Atlanta. Giving you Cleveland Cavaliers with the unfavorable underdog at 15.5. Cleveland Cavaliers to cover that. Giving you the under 227 in OKC versus Houston. Another unorthodox pick. Giving you guys the Utah Jazz to cover against Phoenix, who are probably still high off their win over the Clippers, and give me the Charlotte Hornets versus the Clippers under 227.5. Those picks will be posted on my Twitter. Last week I slacked a little bit on posting on the Twitter, but you know, in fairness to me, some of you guys are slacking on giving me views. So come on, you know, show up, come click on them likes, come click on 514 Mystics, come watch breaking down the books. I'm doing this for you guys. Come give me come give me some love. Come show me some love. Come comment. Let me know that you're fading me if that's what you're doing. Let me know that you're cashing if that's what you're doing. Just come on, give me some likes, give me some comments. Let me know what you guys think, and you know, maybe I'll give you guys a little bit more interaction. Anyways, that's it for me. Best of luck, and like I tell you all the time, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's not a race. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. Be safe, be good, and I'll see you again tomorrow.